Hello, hello. The topic of today's lesson is still decimals. We are in textbook 5B. We are on page 25. We're still dividing decimals, but today we're going to divide them and convert them from simple fractions to their decimal cousins, again using long division. I would like to split this lesson. First, I would like to address the eights. Actually, let's address the simple ones. Let's first focus our attention on fairly simple examples. We're going to solve number 18 and we're going to solve number 19, but not everything in number 19. We're going to do A and C, okay? And then we're going to focus on our attention on eights. On eights, meaning 1 out of 8 and multiples of that unit fraction. So let's first start with 18. Express 3 and 2/5 as a decimal. Now I hope everybody kind of see that 3 and 2/5 can be split, that number, it's a mixed number, can be split into 3 and 2 out of 5. So the only thing we have to do is convert 2/5 into its decimal equivalent. Well, we do know that 5 goes into 10 2 times, right? What we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, and we have 4/10, or we can write it as 0.4. Therefore, the final answer to express 3 and 2/5 as a decimal would be 3.4. Let's move to number 19. 2 and 1/4. Again, I want you to think of it as two parts, the whole and its fractional piece. And we do know that 1/4 is the same as 25 hundredths. Therefore, we have 2.25. Okay, let's jump to example C. 1 and 4/5. Again, let's think of it as its whole part and 4/5, which is its fractional piece. Now, 4/5, well, 5 goes into 10, right? We just looked at tens, and it goes 2 times. Therefore, what we do to the bottom, we must do, 4 times, we must do to the top to create an equivalent. So we have, 2 times, so we have 8/10, which is the same as 0.8. So 1 and 4/5 is the same as 1.8. I hope this is clear to you, my friends. Now, let's talk about the eights. And I would like to highlight the eights just like that. We have eights right here. We have eights in example B and in example D. And we also have eights right here, 5 eights in example 20. So let's address all these eights. First of all, I hope you do remember from 3rd grade and 4th grade, our first exploration and introduction to fractions is that 1 out of 8 can be called a unit fraction, right? A unit fraction. Why? Because it is 1 out of 8 equal parts. So let's start with 1/8, and then we will build up our knowledge to 7/8 and 5/8 and 3/8. So I would like to first create this really nice white space, which is right here. Copy, paste. Let's just go like this, and let's just go like this. Okay, I have a nice space here. Okay, this gives us enough of the whiteboard. So let's talk, let's solve. How do we express 1 out of 8 as a decimal? Well, let's first use the long division method. Let's first use long division. 1 divided by 8. Let's go. Does 8 go into 1? No, 0 times. Add a decimal point, and a trailing 0. Does 8 go into 10? Yes, 1 time. 8 times 1 is 8. Continue per usual. Remainder is 2. Guess what? No remainders in 5th grade. We got to continue adding our trailing zeros. Let's bring down another 0. 8 goes into 20 2 times. 8 times 2 is 16. We subtract to find a remainder of 4. No remainders in 5th grade. We got to continue dividing. And we bring down 0 again. And now we have 8 goes into 40. And wow, finally we're done. We do know that 8 goes into 40 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. The remainder is 0. We're done. So I want you to write down this very important key fact that 1/8 is the same as 125 out of 1,000 equal parts, which we can write as a decimal as 1/25 thousandths. Okay? Now, what do we do with this key fact? Well, it is actually very convenient because now that we know the definition of the unit fraction, which is 1/8, we can find other multiples of 1/8. We can find, let's write it down again, 1/8. We can write 3/8. We can write 5/8. Oh, 5/8. And we can write 7/8. Let's define all these multiples. So we do remember that 1/8, we just defined it. It was very important to us. We understood that 1/8 using long division is 125 thousandths or 0.125. My friends, if 1 out of 8 equal parts is 125 thousandths, what do you think is 3 out of 8 equal parts? Well, we understood that this is 3 times more, correct? Instead of 1 unit, we now have 3/8. So we just need to multiply 125, times 3, right? We need to triple that quantity. And 125 times 3 is 0.375. So 3/8 is 0.375. Of course, you're free to do 3 divided by 8 using long division, except I think it's a little bit more work. Now, next example, 5/8. Well, we do know the definition of 1/8. That is our key factor, right? Let's actually highlight it. 1/8 is such an important definition. It's such an important definition of a unit fraction that we're going to put it into a box. 1/8 is 125 thousandths. Now, how can we find 5/8? Well, we know that it's 5 times more, right? It's times 5 because now we have 5 units. My friends, all we need to do is take 125 thousandths 5 times. And I hope you all understand. I hope you all remember that 125 times 5 is 0.625. I do remember that. 0.625. And finally, 7/8. Let's again refer to our important key fact, 1/8. We know that 1 out of 8 is 125 thousandths. That's an important key fact. That's our starting point. That's our key fact. How can we find 7/8? Well, we know it's just 7 times more, right? It's 7 times more. Therefore, we just need to multiply 125 thousandths 7 times. And we get, let's just do this. My memory is blanking me. 125 times 7, it is 35. We remember 3, 2 times 7, 14, plus 3, 17, and 7, 875. So it's 0.875 thousandths. My friends, we just came up with a very important realization. I hope you see that. We have 375 thousandths. First, we have a unit fraction. We have 3 times that, 5 times that, and 7 times that. Now, we will do all of our conversions with ease. Let's jump to 19b. 19b. We have 4 and 3/8 is the same as 4.375. D. We have 6 and 7/8. Well, that will be 6.875. And finally, look at number 2. Number 20. We need to arrange all these numbers in order. Let's first convert 5/8. We already have done that. We know that 5/8 is 0.625 thousandths. Now, let's arrange them from smallest to the biggest. And the smallest fraction here is 0.6. The largest number here is 2. So this is finished, and then we have 0.625 and 0.652. And now we are finished in increasing order. I hope you found this lesson on conversion of eighths and conversion of simple fractions into their decimal equivalents useful.